We talk for a minute how the media is completely and totally imploding. Not that long ago, it talked about the Steven Crowder situation and how the political punditry, even online in the independent spaces, all of it's just kind of imploding. It's become a bigger story than the politics that they normally talk about. And well, that was more focused on the conservative side of things, but on the liberal empty suit jacket side of things, you know, the Don Lemon stuff, he had a golden opportunity with Elon Musk, and then, well, he made it all disappear in a single afternoon. And well, that's what we're seeing right here. So the Don Lemon show in tailspin after being dumped by Elon Musk. Nobody is watching. Don Lemon's new online show is grappling with a fast-shrinking audience after he was unceremoniously dumped by Elon Musk, and the pittance in revenue may not even cover the cost of his bare-bones production, the Post has learned. The former CNN anchor, who has demanded millions of dollars, a flight on SpaceX rocket, I didn't even see that, and a Cybertruck, before being fired by Elon Musk. So, well, no, I wasn't fired because he was never employed. He was just supposed to get prominent positioning from X and shout out, but okay, cool, whatever. Suffered a massive decline in viewers for the second episode of the Don Lemon show. Nobody's watching, one media watcher told the Post. Poor Don. He doesn't realize people watched the first interview because of Elon, not him. Yeah, exactly. He had a perfect opportunity to show that, yeah, he was actually being restrained by CNN. He's a decent interviewer. He's an engaging person, but no, he is CNN through and through. Watching the Elon interview reminded everyone how much they dislike Don. Yep. Lemon's second show with tech journalist Kara Swisher, which was posted on X and YouTube last Wednesday, has garnered just 190,000 and 93,000 views respectively as of Tuesday morning. A fraction of the views of his interview with Musk, and both posted to both sites on March 18th, which has amassed 2.2 million views on X and 1.2 million views on YouTube as of Tuesday. But yeah, Elon Musk, when it comes to popularity and name recognition, Kara Swisher, you actually can't even see where I have my hand when it comes to comparability and Q rating. Like, it's not even close, guys. Like, come on now. You would anticipate a bit of a drop-off, but that much, that's a bit. His interview with Swisher wasn't even reposted by a well-known tech journalist who, like Lemon, has 1.5 million followers on X. Oh, when you point it out like that, and given the fact that she was so embarrassed that she was the second guest on the show, didn't even bother to promote her appearance, that tells you something. She knew it was so bad that she ditched him and not promoted. Cratering viewership comes despite Lemon's whirlwind media tour in the wake of the Musk fiasco. Returned to CNN for an interview with Aaron Burnett. Made an appearance on The View and Tamron Hall show and the Dan Abrams podcast. Oh yes, still making those same mass media rounds, showing how irrelevant and out of touch they are with real individuals. Speaking of which, okay, we have NBC taking the opportunity to snatch up the hot commodity, and I use snatch very liberally, Ronna Romney McDaniel. They thought her, after she, just magically left the RNC, took a gigantic offer to be a talking head on NBC. Big shock. Nobody was surprised by that turn of events. What was hilarious was such a disastrous, stop me if you've heard this one before, disastrous initial appearance. She got fired. Promptly fired. Ronna Romney McDaniel expects to be fully paid out of her $600,000 contract. I didn't realize that craft services cost that much for with NBC after the network fired her days into 2-year agreement. $300,000 per year for the bitch responsible for losing how many consecutive elections for the Republicans? Crazy. Ex-RNC chair lawyers up to get every penny of her $500 per second deal. That's how long she was on television for. Ronna McDaniel is expected to be fully paid out of her contract from NBC News, despite being dropped just 4 days after it was announced she was joining the network as a political contributor. The ex-RNC chair contract was for $300,000 a year for 2 years, Politico reported. In her lone appearance on NBC's Meet the Press on Sunday that lasted less than 20 minutes, that amounts to more than $30,000 a minute or $500 a second. McDaniel has not spoken publicly about her short-lived tenure since the announcement on Tuesday evening, but I'd imagine she's probably got a spot over on the Don Lemon show if she's really gunning for a little bit more screen time. Politico reports that she is lawyering up and spoke with Brian Friedman. on contract about her legal options, even beyond recouping the money from her original contract. He is the lawyer who represented Megyn Kelly in her split with the network, as well as other anchors who have been axed, including Chris Cuomo, Don Lemon, wow, really, and Tucker Carlson. So a professional mainstream media ambulance chaser. Fantastic stuff. Like I said, the entire talking head apparatus, both online and in the mainstream, it's all falling apart, guys. And you know what's surviving? People with authenticity. Big shock on that one. Because these outlets, these easy, cushiony jobs, they're all disappearing. You love to see it. But former Deadspin owner G.O. Media puts the Onion up for sale. Yep, sells off Deadspin after they raise a big stink, and then years after the Onion had been relevant. They had long since been usurped by the Babylon Bee as the go-to satire site, mostly because after the election of Trump in 2016, I was getting ahead of myself by saying in 2024. Wishful thinking, I suppose. This media conglomerate, this old school hedge fund of shield websites, put, yes, a Deadspin up for sale, sold them off after they tried to smear and attack a 9-year-old kid for being a Chiefs fan. But yes, put the popular humor site, I don't really know if they've been popular or a humor site in just about a decade, but okay, and continued its fire sale by dumping 2 other sites Tuesday. Oh really? Jim Spanfeller, G.O. Media CEO, told stunned staffers at the entertainment site, the AV Club, oh boy. So their pop culture wing is gone. The food-centric site, The Takeout, okay, and the publications were sold according to a memo obtained by the Post. The AV Club was scooped up by Paste Magazine, recently bought, yes, Geo site, Jezebel. Oh, okay, cool. And The Takeout had been bought by Static Media, Spanfeller said. Interesting, so, okay. The Onion is up for sale. Hot property that they have over there. Jezebel, the feminist side of things taken off. Well, to be completely fair, you could also say that about Deadspin and the AV Club. These old rage farmers, they aren't quite drawing the same attention that they used to. Not that long ago, even. Spanfeller did not disclose the terms of the deals, but wrote the offers included valuations that reflected a significant premium of the original purchase price of both sites. Post reached out to Geo for comment. AV staff will move over to work for Paste, except for 2 employees. Sucks to suck, I guess. He added that 2 of the takeovers, 3 staffers will go to Static Media wholly, with the 3rd being kept by Geo. Geo said that they were in talks with a few suitors for the Onion. It would not be immediately learned how far along they were in the process. But Geo Media, yes, also owns a handful of other sites, including Quartz, The Root, and, oh yes, a Gamergate Ground Zero, Kotaku. Remember how we talked about them not that long ago, about how they were going to be changing formats, moving towards video game guides, until all of their staffers decided to complain and whine, and they're like, okay, fine, we can continue to talk about politics for a second. And then I made the statement, oh yeah, once Gamergate, really does die down again, and that the mass media ends up profoundly and roundly losing this time out, Kotaku's going to be done and dusted. I mean, when everybody else in the neighborhood is leaving and you're the only guys left on the block, it's only a matter of time. And The Root, they just sold off sexism, so how long before they sell off racism? But I think it's still illegal to sell off a black-owned website. We are always considering both acquisition opportunities as well as reviewing all inbound interest in our portfolio. So somebody please buy this nonsense. To just really drive this point home, the media industry has been rocked by layoffs amid shrinking ad revenue linked to declines in web traffic related to changes in search algorithms. Right, it's search algorithms. It's not that you guys became less about actual information and more about pushing an ideological bent. BuzzFeed, Vice Media, Washington Post, the Los Angeles Times, NBC News, MSNBC, Sports Illustrated, CBS News, all have had job cuts, if not for outlets completely and totally shuttering operations. It is a beautiful time to be independent. It is a horrible time to be a legacy outlet or a legacy-minded individual. Out with the old, in with the new, out with the inauthentic, in with the authentic. And like I've said plenty of times before, in the short term, it's going to be tough for a lot of people, but in the long term, I'm actually quite optimistic about the future of news and entertainment. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.